Hello everyone, welcome to a new process video today. I'm starting a new album. So this is part of my Double Trouble series, which means I'm doing double page 12 by 12 layouts, but it's a new trip album. My husband took a trip to Utah last year with his brother. They did a lot of outdoorsy type stuff, hiking and that kind of stuff. And he's asked me to do an album with those photos, and he wants it 12 by 12. So that is what I'm doing. And I am starting out with this layout today. As you can see, it is from Zion National Park. And I'm looking forward to doing these because I recently bought some stamp sets. One is a national park one is a state park one. There are things in both that I can use for this album, so I'm hoping that I will get some stamping in here somewhere. And then for this particular layout, I picked out some stuff already. I wanted to use this paper, so I've cut it to the size that I think I want it. I have these little elements here. This sticker actually says National Park Service. And then I have very little ribbon left in my stash, but I do have some. This is some of it right here, and it matches almost perfectly with this Zion sticker. And I believe this is old grosgrain ribbon from Stampin' Up, if I'm not mistaken. So I have these pieces and I'm going to try to use those here. Now I've moved mostly to washi because it's so much easier to use. So we'll see how I end up attaching this. I'm going to guess it's going to be glue dots because that's what I have. I think trying to use liquid glue would be too much, and I don't know that I want to consider stapling it to keep it on there, so I'm assuming it'll be glue dots, but I don't know. We'll see. Once I start putting it together, we'll see what I think. So other than the big Zion sticker here, I also had this in the pile, this card, and then for photos I only have 3. I have these 2, but then I have a 5 by 7. My husband wanted this one bigger, and I can see why. It's fantastic. And so I'm just gonna try to figure out how I'm gonna lay these out here, and then I'll go from there. To start with, I think this is the layout design that I want. I'm not quite sure where I'm gonna put my little extra pieces yet, or this. I could put it here, I could put it up here. I don't really like it there. So it'll be here or here, but I'm not sure yet. I think what I'm going to do is just adhere all the stuff that I have right now because I like where it is, and then I'll improvise after that point. I do want to show something here, and that is how I'm attaching the ribbon. I've already glued down this part. I don't know that the camera's going to show it very well, but there are glue dots spaced every so often here, and I put them down right on the paper. Normally, if I were using fabric or something else, I would probably stick it to the fabric, but because this is so narrow, I was worried about that. And so I thought, I'm going to stick it to the paper and then put the ribbon on top of it, because then hopefully it won't stick in a weird way. And once I put it down, I have a little more leeway with how I want to adhere it. And I can see it all the way up here, and I know where those dots are. So in theory, they should be perfectly placed for what I need. Yes, there we go. And then when I flip it over, I can just add in glue dots here, fold over the ends, and I'm good to go. I have the ribbon down. It took a little while to do that. Those glue dots are not the fastest thing in the world, but it is glued down, and I've taken off the sticker from the backing here, and I am going to adhere it right here on this side. I want to make sure I get the placement right here. That looks good. Yeah, that's good. I like it. All right, on to the photos. Here is the layout with the photos adhered. I wanted to overlap both of these on the paper to sort of blend those together, but this one I wanted to be on its own. I wanted it to just have the cream paper background so that nothing would distract from the beauty of the photo. So I'm pleased with how that looks. So now I have to figure out how I'm going to place my other things here. When it was off camera, I did decide to ink this edge because no matter where I use it, it's a darker cream on a lighter cream. So without that ink around the edge, there really would be no distinction there. And I didn't like the look of that. And so I did put some ink on here. So I either have to go here or here. And I think because there's already more happening on this side that I like it over here. So I'm going to place it right there. And then once that is down, then I can figure out how to do some kind of a visual triangle with these three items. So I think this is the arrangement I'm going to go with for this layout. Having these two kind of next to each other here bugs me. I'm not going to lie. But watch what happens if I put them like this. That's not good. I mean, I feel like this gets lost in the paper, so it's going to have to be over here. And, you know, had I thought that through before I laid this all out, maybe I would have made some different choices so that this could have been, you know, more on a plain background. But it is what it is. I don't hate it. It's just, it's not my absolute favorite. So I'm going to go with it. And then I'm thinking that around these edges, I either need to stamp some phrases from those stamp sets I was talking about, or perhaps do some splattering or something, because it just looks way too plain over here on these edges. So I need something to kind of fill that in and add some visual interest. I pulled out 3 colors of splatter mist to see what I would like. So I just grabbed a piece of scratch paper and I tried them all out. So here's the first one. And again, I hope the camera shows this. It's called Terracotta. It has a little bit of glitter in it, a little bit of a sparkle. This is the one that I have. It's Glimmer Mist from Tattered Angels, and it's Terracotta. I don't know that these are even made anymore. I've had them forever and just keep using them because I haven't run out yet. So that's the first one. And then this one over here is a more muted green. It does not have any sparkle in it at all. This one is from Memories Mists, and the color is called Margarita. It's that sort of muted, subtle green there. And then this one over here, again, does have some shimmer in it. It's probably hard to see that on the camera, but it's more of an olive green with the shimmer. And that's this one. This is also by Tattered Angels, Glimmer Mist. And this one is Olive Vine. And when I'm looking at this, I really like this green here, but I think this one actually is going to match better because of this darker green that's here and in the trees. So I think I'm going to go with that one and test it out just barely, maybe around the edge. Make sure I actually like it before I go crazy. And if I like it, then I'll apply it to the whole layout. So I had a little snafu when I was doing the spray mist. It came out perfectly, but I wasn't paying attention and I got a little too close to the edge and I partially put my finger in one little spot, which is right here. And now I have to cover that up because I dislike it enough where if I see it every time I look at this, it's going to bug me. So I've got to find something to cover that up somehow, but make it still look good with this. So that's my next task. I found some elements in my stash that I think will work. I went into my bag of travel phrases and I separate them by color. So these are all red, orange, pink, yellow. And I found this yellow one that says, "This is epic." And it's kind of a gold. It's not perfect to this mustard color, but it's close. It matches very well with the sign. It matches well with that, I think. And then I also found this little thing. This is a digital element that I just printed and cut out, but it's got a map and it looks as if it's possibly mountains there and rock formations. So I think what I'm going to do is probably place this right over that smudge, maybe like so, and then maybe tuck that under or over or something like this though to overlap it so it looks as if all 3 elements are supposed to go together and it isn't obvious that there's a mistake under there. Here is how I decided to put it on there. I did put this where I had guessed I would, but this piece, the "This is epic" phrase, I actually put flush to the left, and then I'm actually going to put a little staple in there. So I will do that now since there's some extra room right here. I can just put a mini staple in there. And I think that looks pretty good there. Now, given that I've already put on the splattering and stuff, I don't think I'm gonna mess with this anymore. I think this is done. So have a look at the 2 pages together. This is what they will look like when they're in the album. And I've kept it pretty basic here. He will not journal on every page. So not every page is going to have that space or a journal card or something on there for that. And for this one, since this is just the opener, I think this is fine. So I'm happy with the way this came together and that I was able to cover up a little mistake over there. And I'm ready to put this one in page protectors. Thanks for watching, everyone.